Title: The Story of Bhishma's Vow, a Tale of Sacrifice and Duty. A long time ago, King Shantanu ruled the powerful kingdom of Hastinapur. One day, while walking along the banks of the Ganga river, he saw a beautiful woman. She had a divine aura, and her presence felt magical. The king immediately fell in love with her and proposed marriage. The woman, who was none other than goddess Ganga, agreed to marry him, but placed a strict condition. "You must never question my actions, no matter what I do. If you ever ask me why I do something, I will leave you forever." Blinded by love, Shantanu accepted the condition, and they got married. Soon, Ganga gave birth to their first child. However, as soon as the baby was born, she took the infant and drowned him in the river. King Shantanu was shocked but remembered his promise and remained silent. One by one, Ganga gave birth to 7 sons, and she drowned each one in the river. The king's heart was torn, but he could not question her. When their 8th son was born, Shantanu could no longer remain silent. He stopped Ganga and demanded, "Why are you doing this? Why are you drowning our children?" Ganga sighed and said, "You have broken your promise, and now I must leave. But before I go, let me tell you the truth." She revealed that their sons were actually the 8 Vasus, celestial beings, who had been cursed to be born on earth. She was only helping them return to heaven by releasing them from their mortal lives. However, since Shantanu had stopped her, their 8th son would have to live as a human and fulfill his destiny. After saying this, Ganga disappeared, taking the child with her. Years passed, and one day, Shantanu saw a young prince on the banks of the Ganga, displaying extraordinary strength and wisdom. He realized that this was his 8th son, Devavrata. Ganga reappeared and said, "This is your son, Devavrata. I have raised him and trained him in warfare, scriptures, and wisdom. Now he belongs to you." Shantanu was overjoyed and took Devavrata back to Hastinapur, declaring him the future king. A few years later, King Shantanu was hunting near the Yamuna River when he came across a beautiful young woman. She was Satyavati, the daughter of a fisherman. The king fell deeply in love and asked her father for her hand in marriage. Satyavati's father, however, placed a condition. "My daughter will marry you only if her children inherit the throne. Your son Devavrata must never be king." Shantanu was heartbroken. He loved Satyavati, but could not deny his son's right to the throne. He returned to his palace, filled with sorrow. Devavrata saw his father's sadness and decided to act. He went to the fisherman and declared, "I renounce my claim to the throne. Satyavati's children will rule Hastinapur." Even then, the fisherman was hesitant. He feared that Devavrata's children might later challenge the throne. To remove all doubt, Devavrata made an even greater vow. "I take an oath of lifelong celibacy. I will never marry, and I will never have children. My entire life will be dedicated to protecting the kingdom and its future rulers." Hearing this unimaginable sacrifice, the gods in heaven showered flowers upon him and said, "From today, you shall be known as Bhishma, the one who took a terrible vow." King Shantanu was overwhelmed with emotion and granted Bhishma a unique boon. "You shall have the power of ikamrityu, the ability to choose the moment of your own death." Thus, Bhishma became the pillar of Hastinapur, dedicating his entire life to duty, righteousness, and sacrifice. The story teaches us selflessness and duty. Bhishma sacrificed his personal happiness for his father's wish and his kingdom's welfare. Keeping promises, his vow of celibacy and lifelong service showed the power of commitment. The importance of righteousness. Despite hardships, Bhishma always upheld the principles of Dharma.